So Lou, of all the songs you're involved in, actually everything in your live show, I think would probably be something to choose from. What would be your favorite to play?
I think probably Jukebox Hero. It's so dynamic, and when it rocks, it's so hard. You know?
Welcome to your Uncle Joe's Garage, outfitted by California Car Cover. Very glad to have an old friend, Lou Gramm, original singer for Foreigner, in the studio here, and a car guy as well. The first time we spoke was Erie Crown Theater at the debut of your headlining career with Foreigner.
Wow.
That happened much quicker than you were expecting, didn't it?
Much quicker than we were ready for.
Dig that. The first time we talked about cars was Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. I think Midnight Blue was on the charts at that point in time. But you actually, we always ask, you're in the garage, you know, what was your first car? And you are a car guy. What was your first vehicle?
My first vehicle was a 61 Impala four-door hardtop.
Wow.
Not a muscle car,
No.
just transportation.
Big back seat.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a few cars since then.
Yes, I have.
What? Let me see if I've got part of the list here. 65 Oldsmobile 442.
Yep.
That's 4-barrel, 4-speed, 2 in the
Dual exhaust.
dual exhaust. That's it.
I bought that here in California.
Oh, really?
Yep, by the original owner, who was a little old woman who went to Olds dealer at the end of 65 to buy a Cutlass, and the guy sold her a 442 automatic on the column. And she drove it 30 years, and she had 31,000 miles on it.
Oh, my God.
When I bought it.
And it never really been revved up, had it?
We took care of that.
You're also a Chevy guy. 65 Chevelle?
I'm just GM guy.
A GM,
Yeah,
okay.
67 Chevelle.
And that would have a 396 in it?
396, 350 horse. It's a GM executive car. It's pale yellow with a black vinyl top and gold interior.
Oh, wow.
And I figured I says, it looks nice, but it's a strange combination. And then I did some research, and they made that color combo for the GM execs.
If
Go
only
figure.
you knew. Also here in the list, another Oldsmobile, another 442 67. That's a completely different body style, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a little bigger. It doesn't weigh that much more, though. It's a bigger car, but the sheet metal is very thin on it, and it only weighs 3143. And that's a great car.
That's a car. The Buick GS doesn't suck. What
No.
is that? What's 68?
67 Buick GS. I just got that 2 years ago, and that was from a Florida Air Force career officer who bought it new, and he retired and gave the car to his son, and his son sold it, and I happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Same thing happened with, and then I know we'll move into what you actually do for a living, but we're talking about fun stuff here. 68 Camaro. Is that the one with 396?
375 horse, 17,000 original miles.
Now let's make the point here. You grew up in New York.
Yes, I did.
There's a lot of ice and snow most of the year on the roads there, and you were driving cars like this?
No. I always managed to, by the end of September, early October, have my cars either put away when I could. When I was younger, I just parked them on the side of my parents' garage and covered them up with 3 or 4 old bedspreads.
Bedspreads.
And then I go buy a winter beater, you know?
Dig that. See, we should have had California Car Cover then. We would have been
Yes.
Canyon Club
That's right.
in Agoura Hills on Friday the 25th and the Coach House on Saturday the 26th. Cruising with a 5 or 6 piece band right now?
Yes, 5-piece
Who were you
band.
talking about on saxophone?
Saxophone is Scott Gilman, who used to play sax and guitar and keyboard with Foreigner back in the 90s. He's a good man and a really good player.
Let's get back here. You first met Mick Jones. Songwriting worked pretty quickly, the two of you.
Yeah, we clicked. It was good.
And he had quite a background as far as working with musicians and all that.
Yeah, he was fortunate enough to be working in Germany with Johnny Hallyday, who was the French Elvis, and happened to be on a show with the Beatles.
That's one way to start.
Yes,
That's one
it
way
is.
to start.
Yes, it is.
The first album came out, it was 3 Americans and 3
Brits. Yep.
So the Foreigner kind of tied in with that a little bit.
That's right.
But like you made mention, you were headlining within a couple months of the album coming out.
We actually We opened for the Doobie Brothers for the first album. We actually were the opening act for the whole length and breadth of the first album. And the second album, we started opening for Heart, and about 2 months later, the promoter who was promoting the shows for us had a meeting with our manager and Heart's manager and Mick and myself and Ann and Nancy, and brought up the fact that we were getting such tremendous response that he wanted to flip-flop the headline and have them open for us. And boy, that did not go down well with them.
Can't imagine.
But yeah, that was our first headlining shows.
You guys, every album you did, we talked about head games in the past, probably not named, or maybe it was the artwork that was more of a problem with the album than anything else,
Well,
even though it was quite innocent.
Yeah, I thought so.
But
It's the way you take it, you know?
Foreigner 4 was massive. You played Anaheim, the stadium down there during that tour and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a long tour, very, we were pretty well spent. It was over a year and a half touring straight, but there were some great memories.
When did you realize, it was pretty obvious right off the bat, or when like you're talking about when you're flipping from an opening act to being the headliner, it's obvious that there's a good response from the crowd, that people are liking what you're doing, you're getting that response. When did you first realize the music you were writing and singing was affecting people's lives?
Well, when we were still an opening act, we would finish and start walking off the stage, and people would stand up and cheer and clap louder. They wanted the opening act, us, to come back and play more. And that was a good indication that we were headed in the right direction.
Excellent. Excellent. And your health these days?
It's very good. All things considered, I have to monitor it carefully, and I got a regiment of medication that needs to be exacting and taken when it should be. I'm on a particular diet, low carb, low fat diet, and I just see my doctors on a regular basis, and the improvement has been noticeable to a lot of people.
Excellent, excellent. Well, there's a lot to be said for being a survivor.
Yes, there is.
A lot of strength of character involved.
Yeah.
You have a book.
Yes, I do.
I forgot to mention the book earlier. The name of it is?
Jukebox Hero, My 5 Decades in Rock and Roll.
Was it difficult to go through and relive some of that?
There were some spots that were very emotional, just to they've been with me, but to actually put them in words again, because I wrote the book with another writer, and there were more than a few times that I had to put some things into words that were very difficult to do. I didn't want to relive them.
That also sounds like material for another song. So Lou, of all the songs you're involved in, actually everything in your live show, I think would probably be something to choose from. What would be your favorite to play?
I think probably Jukebox Hero. It's so dynamic, and when it rocks, it's so heavy. It's just a fun song to play.
Excellent. Lou, thank you so much for being here in the garage.
Thank you.
You're welcome anytime. Hey, I know that you, yes you, haven't been in the Uncle Joe's Garage yet, but I got some good news. We have created a mobile version of the Uncle Joe's Garage, thanks to our friends at Mike Thompson RV Superstores. Like they say, don't miss a moment. And don't miss the mobile Uncle Joe's Garage coming to a location near you.